Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Zemanek. I'm going to answer a few questions that we haven't been answering that have been emailed in. I told a friend of mine if I ever had 1,000 views of videos, I'd answer some of these other questions. I never actually thought I would have to do this because between just my mom and I, how many videos could we watch? But evidently a few of you have joined in and we've now had 1,000 videos viewed, and I'm just excited about that. So here's some of the other questions that haven't made the list yet. This one says, are you crazy? And to be very candid with you, I'm not sure. You never ask a person if they're crazy because you need someone other than you to evaluate that. Although I am willing to have it looked into. Another question is, do you always read this way? I mean, you read so slow. The answer, yes. I have dyslexia and it makes reading quite a challenge. However, it does make conversations interesting when you're reading out loud, and the things that come out of my mouth on occasion, not quite what was intended by the author. This one, you answered my question, but you attributed it to someone from another state. Why? Great question. A lot of the questions that are answered on these videos have been sent in by a number of different people in a number of different places. And so if you ever have your question answered but it's attributed to someone else, I just chose their question instead of yours to answer. Here's one that says, where in the world do you get those shirts? That's a great question. My unique fashion sense is a blend pretty much of my own unique personality and the fact that I was raised in Northern California. Most of my life, formative-wise, was in Santa Cruz, which is a bit of a surfer slash hippie town. Well, now it's where all the rich dot-commers moved, but back then it was. Most of my clothes come, if I buy them, from Goodwill. I love shopping at Goodwill. Anything that I own that didn't come from Goodwill is usually a gift or purchased by my wife. One last question, and then I'll leave you alone. Are you really a doctor? The answer is, surprisingly, yes. I'm not a medical doctor. The doctorate I have is a doctorate of divinity, which is basically the study of God. And what I find humorous about that is that I am a so-called expert in God, and I know very little about Him. My life's journey is to get to know God the best that I can. And to be really candid, I would have nothing, and I would be nothing, if it was not for my relationship with Jesus Christ. I met Him in July of 1983 when He transformed my life. That's when I became a follower of Jesus. My journey has been absolutely wild. Up, down, left, right, all over the place. I have messed it up more often than I can imagine. And I want you to know that if you are looking for a purpose in life, if you're looking for peace in life, if you're looking for hope in life, I would recommend you turning your life over to Jesus Christ. If you don't know who He is, I'm not asking you to take my word for it. Go ahead and read about Him for yourself in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, the first 4 books of the New Testament. If God is real, like I believe He is, all you need to do is ask Him to reveal Himself and then open one of those Gospels and begin to read. And I think Jesus will make Himself very clear to you. Well, I'm Steve Zemanek, and these are my thoughts. Remember, because of Jesus, life is good today.